Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Discovery Soundbites. My name is Marie Beam. I am CEO of Discovery Museum in Acton, Massachusetts, where we invite children and their families to explore science and nature through play, indoors and out. I'm here today with Dr. Kevin Nugent, founder and director emeritus of the Brazelton Institute in the Division of Developmental Medicine at Boston Children's Hospital, where his research and teaching focuses on newborn behavior and early relationships. Kevin is also on our Discovery Museum Board of Directors and an advisor on our work with young families. Welcome, Kevin, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Marie. Thank you. I'm delighted.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, as you know, we ask just a few questions of our guests, so let's dive in. First question, Kevin, from your perspective, what is the biggest opportunity to improve the lives of kids and families?
I think I didn't have to think twice about this, Marie. It's a focus on the first years of life, the time when the child even is nonverbal, that these early days are a period of massive brain development that have lifelong implications, really, for the child, and I could say even for society. Because during these first 3 years, the child learns how to think, you might say, construct ideas, but also to feel concern for others. All of these are being fundamentally shaped in these early years. Skills like empathy, resilience, persistence, all of which, as you know, are essential for later learning and development across the whole lifespan. But I think the thing that I'm so happy about to know that this all depends on the quality of the relationships that the child experiences. And in other words, that whoever's important in the child's life, that's who has the chance to make these first years vital for the child and for the family. So it's the quality of that relationship and the degree to which the child feels loved, trusted, appreciated, noticed, seen, heard, so to speak. And even if the child can't speak, that they know they're heard, acknowledged, valued, and really accepted. So, in other words, that's what I think that the key issue is if we can give children a sense of security and so they can feel safe and express their feelings and explore the world in these early years, it's the beginning of a life filled with possibilities. But as I said, just in a word, they develop a love of learning, a comfortable sense of who they are, positive social skills, even a sense of morality, what's good and what's not so good, and all other aspects of human relationships. And they all take place in these first 3 years. And I think that is the greatest opportunity we have, influence the child's life and development.
What a wonderful idea that so much about their future development all happens at once in those early years. Let me ask you the second question, Kevin, which I think will have an easy answer based on what you've said. What can we do at home or in our communities?
Well, I think the key thing about many parents is they feel so isolated
Mhm.
and alone, and anything we can do to reduce that sense of isolation. Now, I know that, and so many parents feel burnout as a result. So, how we can, my suggestion always is to be more involved in the community of real people, other parents. Now, there's no doubt about it. It's tempting to think about social media and parenting influencers because they could fill that gap. But we also believe that the only set of fulfillment that the parent will feel is when they see their own baby and realize that the baby, the child, can teach them how to be a good parent. We think of ourselves as the teachers, but actually, as the child is teaching us, the more we can listen, watch, listen, respect, the more then the child can tell us what they need, where they like to be when they want to learn, where they feel most comfortable. All these things give the child a sense of their place. And the only thing that sometimes we can overparent, if you like. Parents today are so eager to be the best parents in the world. And yet we have to allow children to make mistakes, to take risks, and to leave ourselves to watch them in the playground with other kids rather than always being on their case, so to speak. So I think for ourselves, it's just allowing the child to be our teacher and guide. And that's one of the things I feel is an important thing to create that sense of space for love, safety, and stability where the child
Yes.
can flourish.
Yes. And it sounds like the community can help parents and
Uh,
caregivers in doing that as well.
I
Yes. Yeah.
agree so much, Marie. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Kevin, our third question. What is one bright spot that you are
Oh.
seeing?
Well, I think that the increasing role of fathers and the acknowledgement that fathers are vital, if you like, partners in the development of the child. And also, if I may add, grandparents, and the fact that the importance that they have the chance to give sort of an unconditional love and reassurance, especially during times of stress, and be incredible buffers in the family. And I think that I've grown more and more aware, in terms of positive, the importance of intergenerational storytelling, the importance of parents, grandparents, making sure that they can tell the stories of when they were little children. So that gives children a sense of knowing that their grandparents even were vulnerable little kids at one stage in their lives and makes their presence even more vital for them as partners in terms of being support. So remembering and sharing life stories, storytelling, I see that as a great plus today. And I see many fathers reading with their children, doing storytelling. This can lower postpartum stress, for example, but also can really reduce the amount of stress that many mothers are overburdened with the stress of trying to balance work and parenting. So the role of fathers I see as a great, the changing role they have had over the years, for me is very encouraging. And as
That's
I
beautiful.
said, drawing in grandparents and other extended uh, family members.
Just beautiful, Kevin. Since we have a moment left, would you
Yes.
mind if I ask you a surprise question? As you very, very well know, here at Discovery Museum, we consider it our mission to spark joyful discovery through play.
Yes.
So I would like to ask you, how do you like to play?
Oh, oh, that's interesting. Um, I go out and play for myself. Really, is a terrible thing. I go out and play golf once a week. More,
Oh,
less golf, but more for male companionship.
mm,
To chat. I just enjoyed the chat with others. That's one thing. But I also play, I love writing and just creating creative writing. I like that kind of thing very, very much. But I suppose if you ask me in the end, I just love being with my grandchildren. That is the first privilege of my age. And I feel so happy. That's one thing that,
that's beautiful.
yeah, that's, I feel very lucky in that regard.
Oh, that's wonderful, Kevin. Kevin, thank you so much for this. Thank you all for listening to our Discovery Soundbites, and thank you to our generous sponsors for making this series possible. If you would like to learn more about Discovery Museum and our work, you can find us at discoveryacton.org. Come play with us.